We don't take kindly to you. And
You've heard her story. You've heard their story. You've read all the opinions. What happened to Reese Quibell at Chabbi's Sweets and Eats? Well, I visited the small town of Wartrace, Tennessee. And you, whether you're a Reese fan or a Reese critic, you deserve to have someone look in from the outside who can say, I've been there. I've stepped foot in that place, and I've seen it. I'm Stream of Justiceness, and spoiler alert, there may be a liar on YouTube. This video may be pedantic, but by golly, this is what it's turned into. As I sat down to write a script to cover this, I realized it was going to be nearly impossible. There is no straightforward narrative presented by Reese. I would love to say, okay, here's this part of her video, and then I comment on it. But it's a 5-minute story that is dragged out over an hour and a half with barely a complete sentence that isn't interrupted by her saying hi to people in her chat or being distracted by something. She repeats herself over and over with these partial moments of the story. I'm going to try to break this down into sections for analysis. 2 weeks earlier, the accusation, audio analysis, the fallacies, and why this matters. I know it sounds like a lot, but everything matters when seeking the truth. If you're unfamiliar with what this story is even about, the quick synopsis is this. Streamer gets offended, streamer gets confronted, streamer gets revenge. And in parentheses, manufactured drama. But let's walk through the experience together. March 19th. Reese goes to the city of Wartrace, Tennessee, to share this little town and a restaurant, Chabbi's Sweets and Eats, with her fans. Sounds nice and perfectly normal.
look at that. You could get married in this tiny little ass thing. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. You never know. Hamburger steak with gravy, catfish and shrimp, country fried steak. Okay, nothing I would eat, but if I were looking for a man, I would bring him here, that's for sure. And I'm not looking for a man. Okay, let's go in.
She walks in, and the awkward meter goes to 10.
Is it kind of weird you guys out that I'm talking? Okay. What?
We're all married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for making that clear. Guys, they're all married. Sorry, ladies. They saw me at Home Depot, probably.
One of the guys says, we're all married. To me, this means our small town with a population of about 700 is aware of Reese and the man-hungry type of discussions she has with her viewers, and they really aren't into it. However, Reese doesn't let this snipe at her go. She still has things to say about those guys, the town, and more.
How small is the town? I think 3 people live here.
Is there a town tattoo shop, Raymond? This is the town, brother.
Oh, this is where the walking horse show is? Well, we don't support that shit. That's abusive. I don't want to go back in because these guys are weird and they make me feel uncomfortable and they need to finish their lunch and get the hell out of here. I think they're leaving, actually. Okay, good. Get the fuck out of here. We're married. Okay, I think they're leaving. God, they weren't even cute. Okay, we're safe. The married men left. We're married. Calm down. Hey, there's a guy. Wonder if he's married. Seriously, get over your life.
I do not wear rings when I go out in public. I don't want to look like that weird dude screaming that he's married. Hey, here comes some guys. Ooh, I like the tall one. Never mind, he has a ring on.
That was 2 weeks earlier. The fuse is lit. Reese returns to Wartrace on April 5th. She starts a stream saying she just came from Chabbi's and something weird happened and she would talk about it later. Her Wi-Fi isn't good, so she's going to wait until she gets home to talk about it.
Something weird. There's something weird we're going to talk about shortly, but I'm not going to talk about it right yet.
Reese gets home and gifts her fans with a second stream. She discusses the tale of the weird thing that happened, an altercation with a man, and could he be the we're all married man?
One of these guys gets up from the table in the other room and follows me into the bakery by myself and corners me. And he puts his hand in my face about to here, about an inch and a half from my face. Puts his hand in my face and starts yelling at me. And he's like, look here, you little, and he's name calling. I was shaking at this point so bad. And I turn around and this large man is literally like standing over me. He called me like a little Midwestern bitch or something like that. He was like, we don't take kindly to you. And I'm shaking. Like, this guy is obviously trying to overpower me. And I said, you need to chill out. He was like, we don't want you. This guy was like not chilling out, and he did it again. And he put his hand in my face. And I said, get your fucking hand out of my face right now, or we're going to have problems.
Reese says this man is yelling and being threatening to her for 3 minutes, all alone, backed in a corner, and no one came to help her.
That lasted about 3 minutes because he saw my behavior. It all probably lasted like 3 minutes. I mean, he was just yelling and yelling at me.
You'll hear later that this isn't just about this altercation. It's the hour and a half working up her audience about her safety, of defaming a man, of threatening police action, of spinning fear, and simply not being truthful. When I went to Chabbi's, I didn't take any photos or video inside. I didn't want to be a disruption to the people eating. But being there, you realize how tiny this place is. I'm fairly certain I found the property info online stating one section is 627 square feet and the other is 462 for a total of about 1,089 square feet. My apartment in regard to floor space is bigger. Imagine having a restaurant and bakery in your apartment. This is a key factor to discussing the truth of what Reese said happened. Now, picture 6, 8, 10 people in there, including employees, and it's packed. We're talking about very small rooms, concrete and wood and brick, that reverberate and bounce sound around like crazy. And notice this, Reese tells her supporters that she went upstairs to the bakery, making it seem like a great separation between rooms. These are the stairs, 2 steps. One thing I did do while I was waiting for my amazing burger, I recorded audio to help give you an understanding of the ambiance, the atmosphere. Let's see if you think someone yelling and berating anywhere in this restaurant would be heard by others.
We went to get Rylan from the working. And I took pictures of Rylan in that field at night in the dark. Still yellow. Okay, first of all, you have to. Country fried steak and BLT. We're gonna go those around the control. We'll be right back. Oh my god. I fell on the ground. I was like, this is the best time ever.
I'm calling this section the fallacies because it's the only word I could come up with to consolidate the unexplained, the inconsistencies in the questions. There's no doubt that a man did confront Reese. That's known. But was it this violent verbal attack that caused Reese so much trauma and fear? Again, this is nearly impossible to edit in a concise manner. So here are the clips, the best I could do. Draw your own conclusion.
I was like, are these guys jesters? To me, it's pretty obvious. They were there because I was going to be there. How'd you know I was going to be there? Like, I just think it's a little too coincidental. You were waiting for me. You were waiting for me to get there. It's obvious to me that this guy was there waiting for me. He was waiting for me to get there. And he just happened to be there, angry and ready to rock. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. The whole thing seemed very planned. It seemed very planned, a plan of attack. And yeah, he was just eating and suddenly flew into a rage. He seems to have been right? Like, am I crazy? That seems a little bit planned to me. One of these guys gets up from the table in the other room and follows me into the bakery by myself and corners me.
And then she had kind of like walked up and met him right where we are.
And he puts his hand in my face about to here, about an inch and a half from my face.
He did put his hand in her face, kind of like a hush, I'm trying to talk.
About here, he put his hand in my face like this. And he's in my face going, it was a joke.
And so he was like, okay, well, I'm going to say what I need to say and you're going to listen. And she didn't love that.
I wish you could have seen this dude doing this to me and in my face.
Because none of my customers downstairs were even bothered or like, what is going on? Like,
I want to say the owner came in. No, he turned around and walked away and then the owner came in.
well, she claims that she was alone in the room, but I myself was right behind the counter with her.
Did the staff witness this? I don't know if they did.
But I myself was right behind the counter with her.
If he knew you were going to be there, that's stalking, right? Wow, he sends his daughter in to stalk you. I think I need to go report it, and I will bring my stream with me to show even what's happening in here, because I think this does kind of prove stalking. It is stalking. I agree. It's very stalking behavior. Hey, Galen, it is stalking. And now we hear that he's been leaving messages on your channel and they're in your chat. Yeah, I mean, that would be stalking. I would say that's stalking. But the fact that this dude showed up today or was there when I showed up and followed me into another room and put his hands in my face like that is way crossing a line. And I'm not going to stand for that. And he obviously had a problem with me just simply existing. And that's not going to fly. And I am going to go file a police report. So it's stalking. I made friends with a cop. I already reported this to my police officer friend, who is a police officer covering that jurisdiction. He said, but what you need to do right now is call the police and get at least a report on this guy. We want to get his information so that we have his first and last name. You need to get a cop out there right now and get a report. He said, you need to have a report taken so that we get this guy's information. But he said, we need to have his name and information for sure. But it, like my cop friend said, he goes, we just want his name. We want his information because this is a little bit strange. Yeah, I'm going to go in, since I have a friend at the police station anyway, I'm just going to go in and file a report. And I'm not looking to press charges. I'm looking to report it though, so that it is in writing and it's documented that way. And it already is, because my cop friend told me that. I've been sending him stuff anyway. And he said, everything you're sending me, I'm documenting. He goes, and if you had permission to go in and stream and all of that, he said, you got permission. You were expected to be there. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a public space. Yeah. He said, you're protected by your First and Second Amendment rights. You got permission to be there. You're a customer, a paying customer. And he said, you're protected by your First and Second Amendment right? Freedom of speech.
That's the problem with embellishing a story. Sometimes you want to try to sound smart, but you don't know the difference between the First and Second Amendment. But perhaps Reese is foreshadowing. Just hold on.
You know why he doesn't like me? Because I'm independent and outspoken. And you can tell he doesn't like those kind of ladies. You don't like that I have a voice, and that's a problem. So it sounds like he doesn't like strong women. It sounds like he doesn't want women to have any kind of power or voice or say in anything. I think he's used to intimidating women. And just because I'm from the Midwest, if that's what it is, something tells me it's not my Midwest. You know what I think it is? I have a vagina. She's a lady. He was angry. He came up like this and he was like, you! That's all I need to know about your character, pal. That's all I need to know. I said, it's a real fucking shame that this guy thinks he's such a dick swinger, because we're going to make him famous. It's too bad he just did that. I said, because now we're going to make him famous. Now we're going to make his behavior famous. If I ever run into this guy again, I will call 911 and I will hit go live. I will never let this guy try to bully me ever again. I probably need to have some form of protection with me, because that guy got in my face. It's like, I need to go take lessons with my Ruger.
Reese has a right to have a YouTube channel, but I don't like seeing people conned out of their money, especially by someone who doesn't need it. It breaks a moral code that I, as your fellow human, choose to live by. To me, she's lazy and untalented, and she gabs online every day for hours, concocting scenarios to where, for some reason, the audience's answer is to give her super chats to feel included in her made-up world. Reese knows exactly what she's doing. There are no people in her chat, only wallets and bank accounts to increase hers. If she made her YouTube money from regular monetization, ads, fine. If she told you she's going to tell you a fictional story and you enjoy it and want to give her $10 or $15 for the entertainment, fine. But that's not what it's about. People are getting hurt in more ways than one. Her bizarre scenarios will likely only increase, and the danger level will rise. Danger to innocent people. This is a moment, a chance to help her see that the best solution is to stop, apologize, change for the better. I don't have a good feeling that she's going to stop. She knows nothing else, so the best outcome is for her audience to wake up, to see what she's really doing, and relegate her to the dark corner of the internet where exposed scammers are virtually alone, streaming into the void. I'm Stream of Justiceness. Thanks for watching.